Hello and welcome to module number 7, or rather chapter number 7 of Tourism, Performing Art Heritage of India. A short chapter, easy one. And in this chapter, we'll basically discuss music, dance, and theater. These are some of the means as Indians to express ourselves, our joy, our emotions, and the entire concept revolves around these three. Now, what is music? Anything. It could be Arijit Singh, or it could be, Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. It could be Bismillah Khan's, or it could be a sitar. These are India's classical idea. Basically, music can be divided into three very important areas. Hindustani music. So, what is Hindustani music? We'll quickly go to each one. Carnatic music and folk dance or folk music. Hindustani music essentially is a blend of Indo-Turco-Persian. So India, Turkey, and Persia, which is Iran. This is the idea of Hindustani music. So now, if you look at this, this is mostly in North India. You look at Delhi, you look at most of the areas in and around there. And what do we have? We have qawwalis, ghazals. We have got all of these, the idea of music that is around these major areas. Who are the key people I would like you to know about when I talk about Hindustani music? Well, number one, it is Amir Khusro. Amir Khusro was called Tote Hind, which means parrot of India. Interesting, right? And his contribution is very, very, he was very, very poetic, very, very patriotic, and he infused Indian music, that really touches your heart. Even today, we speak about Amir Khusro as the person who has, given a lot of ghazals, a lot of melodies to India. Then one of the very popular ones that we can talk about is Tansen. Who's Tansen? Akbar's Navratan, one of the Ratan of Akbar, one of the gems of Ratan. Birbal is very popular, but Tansen was a musician and he was in Akbar's court. He was respected, and he has been someone who has been given a lot of respect in the Sufi culture also. As the Sufi king, when he sent Akbar, Tansen was called. So this is basically Hindustani music and some of the key people, as I said, and are two people you need to learn about. Then we've got someone in the other area, which is Carnatic music, which is now to do with South India. Carnatic music is usually devotion to God. So when there is, in temples, in art form, there is music, dance, and singing. And this was also the word Dev Das have come from there. Dev Das means slave, Dev is God. So slave or servant of God. These are all bhakti painter singers, bhakti saint who sang praises of God can be called here. Also, as a part of Carnatic music is a music called martial music. Think of martial law, martial arts. So it is a lot of ballets and poems. What do you mean by ballets and poems? Imagine if Maharana Rana Pratap took Chetak in the horse on the Haldi Ghat. So that is in the battlefield to encourage the soldiers. We would have songs written, and this is one of the art that we know. One of the style of music is called Sindhu. Sindhu singing. So remember, it is think of Kesri. Mitti Meri. All these songs where Akshay Kumar sings. This is song that brings patriotism in your heart, sacrifice, valor. This is what we do. The third type of music that we talk about is the folk music. Now, folk music is more rural, more cultural, more traditional in nature, and it is also about infusion. Folk music is the infusion of Carnatic and Hindustan music. So it is a local region that is coming together. It is a professional singers are coming in, and examples. So in the questions you might be giving examples, and I'm giving you these things. Dom and Mirasi. So Dom and Mirasi are known for playing folk music, especially in the Thar deserts of Rajasthan. Across, folk music is very famous. Even Kashmir has folk music. Literally every state of India has its own sense, own folk music from North to South India, East and West India, and you need to learn a little bit of it. What are some of the musical instruments? Remember, musical instruments fall into two categories. Category one, you call it the wind instruments. Wind instruments like flute, basuri, right? So, Ustad Bismillah Khan, he is someone that you know about in flute. Then there is something called the string instrument. String instrument, of course, the modern day guitar that you think of string instrument, but in string instrument, you will also find, like, like Shehnai is now a wind instrument. String will be sitar, veena, a lot of it. And then there's in between the tabla, the tanpura, So remember, these are just instruments you need to know about. So when there's a question, when it's a quick reference, remember if you can write wind or string, you'll understand. The flute, it is associated with Lord Krishna. Flute is very, very famous part, famous, in terms of what we do. So you can think of these things. There is the Tanpura or the tabla. Who is famous for tabla? Ustad Zakir Hussain. He in fact got a Grammy award. This is like the Oscar of music, the greatest award you can get. And Ustad Zakir Hussain is among them. Then also there are other instruments like the veena. Veena is more associated with the Carnatic music. So remember, this is how you can even do a Google search and find out if you're into music. You should know about it. Sitar, another Grammy Award winner, and this time is Pandit Ravi Shankar. He was honored with 3 Grammys, not one, 3 Grammys and a Bharat Ratna. So these are some amazing things. There is Shehnai. Now Shehnai will be again. You see, this is Ustad Bismillah Khan, and again another Bharat Ratna. These are just you don't have to remember. It is something you know. If you read news every day, if you learn about it, all these things will come to you, and this is how you write. So if there's a question in your in-text question, you have write a short note on folk music. So you can say it's a amalgamation or a mixture of Hindustani and Carnatic. It is more regional, and you can give some of the examples. How is Hindustani music different from Carnatic? So different, right? Hindustani is a fusion of Indo, Turk, and Persian. Carnatic is more of South India. You can look at all the artists. You can look at the way it is traditionally different, and you can give some examples like Amir Khusro or Tansen is Hindustani. Carnatic, a lot of people from South would be there. Even A.R. Rahman, you can use him as an example, and I would not mind. The next part is dance. Again, dance is something that is associated with religion in India. It is to please God. Dance is also tradition. Dance is culture. Dance is a part of a lot of kings, a lot of darbars. And each city, each country, each region has its own dance in India. Again, we can have classical dance and folk dance. In the chapter later, you'll actually learn more about dance. So I'll quickly look at some of the folk dances. Remember, regional dances are called folk dances. And some example, just one example, Lai Haroba. Lai Haroba is a festival of God, a dance which is famous in Manipur. So, you will have to learn these things. I'll give you some common examples and you can write these examples. For example, Garba. Everybody who's a Gujarati knows Navratri. In Navratri for 9 nights, we have the famous Dandiya that they do, right? And this is the Garba that do. Garba basically means womb, right? Garb means womb and small lamb. So Garba is a very famous Gujarati folk dance. Or for that matter, there's Gidda. You will remember all of this, hopefully. Gidda is basically with Punjab. And you see a lot of women have, Punjabis with ghagra choli, there's no dhol, but it's colorful, it's dance, it's the idea that folk dance of Punjab look like. Anyone who has watched, Padmavat or Padmavati would know Ghumar. Ghumar is a traditional Rajasthan dance, right? The word Ghumar is from the term Ghumna, as in you are turning around, and it is the dance dedicated to goddess Saraswati. So there's Lavani, there's Bihu. Bihu is a question that is usually asked in exam. In Assam, a traditional dance of Assam is called Bihu, right? So remember, Bihu is a very, very popular one. There's Bhangra. Everybody should know Bhangra. It's a Punjabi dance. And then there is a dance. There was a specific question that is coming called Morulim. From the name itself, you look like a little Portuguese. It's more. More is peacock. It's a word, right? Goan word during the Shigmo festival. So remember, Morulim is a Goan festival. More means peacock. Dances wear peacock feathers and garlands. And a dance is again to invoke deities. Dandiya again associated with Gujaratis in Navratri, and you can talk about a lot of it. So if there was a question, write a note on dance. You can write some 5-6 points. Dance is a physical form of entertainment, number one. It's generally, dedicated or devoted to gods. It's associated with festivals. So you can give example of Bhangra, Dandiya, Garba, Ghumar, and then it's regional. And also dance, each dance has its own ornament and own dress style. So you can use that. Final, the last part of this chapter is theater. Theater is drama, natak. India is famous for Nukkad Natak. India is famous for its role in drama. And these dramas can be easily categorized into 2 very major pointers. And that's all. Stage performance. Just remember, stage performance is known as Jarjara, right? So these are, you can also look at Rakshashas are to be kept away. There's a stage performance. And today the stage performance have come into You can see NCP in Mumbai. There's some big performance happening. Actors like Anupam Kher, Nawazuddin Siddiqui, the heroes, legends of Indian cinema are all stage stage performers. Nasruddin Shah, yeah, that was the word eluding me. And of course, you can use this. This is the example that you can talk about it. Then there's street performance or street theater. This is what we call Nukkad Natak. In Maharashtra, it's called Tamasha. It's a different word used in different places, but this essentially is jugglers, artists from all over. Agra has jugglers, Surat has artists, and they have come in, and the British are very impressed by this. Today, Nukkad Natak or street theater is used to create awareness about hygiene, menstruation, cleanliness. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan could be used by this. You can do that. Finally, if you have learned your mass communication, there is a concept called puppet show, right? Puppets are basically traditionally Katputli, the word in Hindi, and there are four kind of puppet that you need to know about. What are the four? String puppet, so you use strings, right? Katputli show. Shadow puppet, you use light. Rod puppet, so you have rods and they do. And there's glove, which, gloves become the puppet. And these are journal puppets that you should know about. I know this looks a lot of learning, but it's very general. It's very generic form. I still give you four beautiful pointers for puppets. I remember string puppet is flexibility to puppets, popular in Rajasthan to Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Shadow puppet, you have a screen and it is very popular in Maharashtra and Andhra. Glove puppet, so you have, you can even have a glove and you can mark and they make them alive. And then there are rod puppet, very famous in West Bengal and Odisha. The last part is Nukkad Natak. I already told about that. It's a very popular socio-political themes are used in Nukkad Natak. So they have been established, many of them, like Jan Natya Manch, Atish, or Yog Jyoti India Foundation. They propagate Nukkad Natak. So all the best. This is what you have: India's culture, heritage, and an entire concept on music, dance, and theater.